Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm OP, and in today's episode we'll be going over some of the best highlights from all of the LCK Spring matchups of the day. Without further ado, let's dive straight into the action.
Also, absorbing his
yeah, they all just dive on top of him. He's in the bouncy castle, and there goes first blood. And it's over to G, where you mentioned things potentially.
What an iconic top laner's Envy.
Call Me just threw that thing to Narnia, and now Envy could be in trouble. There's the flash forward from G, where he wants this one. There's the Q, and Call Me just steals it away. And now Nongshim just doing their very best to avoid all of this poke, and they are able to do so. The orb not really hitting the targets. And there's a Mega Cone to get the Crocodile in towards the backline. Members not quite working out here, as there is the Shockwave onto 2. Envy locks down the first kill as now Jiwoo up in the air and unable to pull back the feathers. It's a disaster as the double kill comes in for Envy, and BRO have come alive.
Unfortunately, Call Me goes down immediately and
oh, never you mind. Okay, there is the Magnet Storm as Karis and Polo are going to get pulled back. Karis is likely to be dead here, but Polo, he's allowed to go back and report to his masters what happened. Yeah,
They don't know!
The Dominus has already been popped as now Karis is going to get dove upon. It's a decent shockwave defensively, but he's still just going to get lapped up by the Crocodile. Massive engage as well off to the side. And now Nongshim, they're demonstrating to BRO what they're capable of in these team fights, and they'll look for a Baron immediately afterwards. Mates is now Morgan on a flank angle, wanting to find an opportunity early. Featherstorm here from Jiwoo as Peter, what can you actually do to try and help this one as Sylvie, so many sticks in him as now Envy just trying to catch up. What was Call Me doing there? Go back to Baron and do it again?
No. They're not doing it. They're securing control.
It was running out of matter a little bit here, but he should be all right.
Double flank.
Yeah, Peter. Will he be able to get in there? They do get the control ward down, as now Dundon going to get engaged on that. 3-man Q was gigantic from Call Me, and a 2-man knockback from Morgan, but the feathers, they fly back, and BRO not going to be able to do anything here. The hostile takeover does absolutely nothing.
Such as winning this game?
Maybe that sandwich you were talking about before?
Yeah!
We don't know what agreements were made earlier.
Just engage on him!
Yeah, well, Nongshim is just going to back away. The Baron is going to get all of his health back as Dundon, he's just out of here.
Do you have Kalista and Rakan, or Rel Rakan?
Taking a fair bit of damage. He's going to get snared up. Heartbreaker does come down, but the Q is at the ready. Now the Viego going to be far more difficult to get these resets as Morgan going to get attacked by Dundon here, who has so much health, but it's Sylvie that's taken down first. The hostile takeover rains down, and Dundon's health bar is just melting. Look at how glorious he is when he goes golden, and then he's immediately dead afterwards. Nongshim just kind of flubbing that fight a little bit there, not able to get their ducks in a row. And now Sylvie dead, Dundon dead. Nongshim are going to find it very difficult to do battle with BRO, although the health bars are low. This Baron could be a difficulty.
Pommy gets TP back in.
Karis.
It's never BRO for Dplus.
It ain't BRO, but we are both breathing. We are all breathing as Call Me comes on in. Polu getting taken down so low. Karis in trouble. He gets bailed out, and it is going to work here as Jiwoo picks up a double. Okay, Gideon and Envy against the world, and Jiwoo has a full health bar. That is going to be ended though, because Envy takes it down, and now Call Me, he's going to have to run away. I don't know, what's another Q that we're just completely baffled by. And Envy doesn't want to do the Baron. They are able to take that Chemtech Soul. Morgan wanders into this brush, doesn't get to see.
They're looking for a TP angle.
Yeah, as Karis going to get crashed into here. This is a little bit of danger. Gets the shockwave out, but that has a pretty low cooldown. There's the quickness, there's Grand Entrance, and a Q going to land on the stationary target. Good at doing damage, but not a lot of them at protecting him, as he's going to get queued, and the shockwave is going to have to be Featherstorm. So Jiwoo now able to get some autos into Morgan, but that's Morgan. That's not the priority target, as there's a Fate's Call right on top of Sylvie, who's the one that can also take damage, and now Call-Me's in trouble. He breaks the arm guard as Envy going to get engaged on. Peter fights 4 with the quickness, and now Sylvie with the Magnet Storm. It is a catastrophe in the middle of this team fight, but Jiwoo is still alive, and so is Envy. So it's a 1-for-1 or a 1-for-2.
Okay, just keep pushing. Just hard start the fight. BRION, just yeet Yeet Polo in there.
Yeah, make sure that you keep these minions all alive. That is what they need to do.
That's it!
As there it is, they do Yeet Polo in there, but it is just going to be to try and lock down Sylvie. He's going to get shielded though, as the hostile takeover comes in, but it doesn't get too much done. The Renekton is still in the base. I repeat, he is still in the base, and now... Oh, Jiwoo's going to have to Featherstorm as Polu. Oh, he gets hit back, and the GA is going to get procced. As now Peter is dashing around the fight. They still have 2 Nexus turrets up and available. The Renekton is back in here, but it's Envy that's starting to pop off. Gideon going to get feathers ripped through him, and there is the wrath of the dragon. Dundun trying to get health back, trying to use this Sundered Sky, but he pops like a balloon. And bro, after 47 grueling minutes, they managed to take down Nongshim, where Tristana finishes drawing beads and is going to be able to shoot things from a really long way away. But this is going to be a, well, I was going to say...
I don't think that Envy and Polo, if they wait like half a second more, Polo wouldn't have survived, and that could have been a kill for the Zeri. That would have been big as...
That's a ghost. Ghosting. Indeed. I don't know whether he's necessarily winning, but right now things not necessarily going as well as they could be, as wind becomes lightning, and there's the audacious charge. Flash forward from Morgan, but he gets stunned up with the boot from the E, and now Dundun is trying to run. He gets a big old shield, but that does not matter, and that is going to be first blood going over to Gideon. Bro off on the right. Playing the defensive game on this bottom side of the map quite well, but it has led to Jiwoo with an 11 CS advantage.
Yes, the defensive Lucian. Oh!
Yes, and there's a Magma Storm in the mid lane. Karis is going to have to flash, and the Shockwave is nothing. As Colmy's going to be able to lock that one down. Nongshim answering back, committed to it. All right, Colmy around on the flank here as the crash down, not really doing too much. Magnastorm only onto Gideon, and he has so many options defensively as now Morgan, he's popped the World Ender. Jiwoo skates over the wall to try and escape the Aatrox, but the flash forward is so big! The ultimate going to do nothing for Jiwoo because he's in the death chamber and the knockup's just raining down. The Lord has said that Bro are 2-0ing this series.
Taking so much damage already, and this play from Morgan, absolutely huge.
Not quite able to find the first couple of Qs, but that third one, my god. And I know how you feel about Aatrox's. But when it's Morgan, doesn't it feel better?
Reasonable amount of damage. I'm okay with his Gideon.
Well, he's going to have to use his ultimate. There is a tidal wave as well in celebration. As Gideon going to get crashed into, the bubble is going to connect, but it does not matter as Jiwoo collects his first kill of the game.
Is that Nash?
Karis, can you find a hero Shockwave in this moment? As there goes the Baron, but can they keep themselves alive? The Shockwave connects onto Jiwoo. That is a priority target as Envy is kept alive by all these shields and heals. But it is starting to tick up, as we can see. 2.1k as Jiwoo now caught potentially as he's pulled back. Okay, the ulti does come on through. Morgan just going to solo kill Jiwoo, and one of their Barons is now gone.
This is not on the fell of the Aatrox. This is on Jiwoo.
Yeah. And
inevitably the game is going to go to Soul.
Oh yeah, as Jiwoo dashing forward, and Envy is just going to get collapsed on. The Lucian really has done absolutely nothing this game. Drake going to be up very, very soon as Nongshim. They're looking for even more, wanting to dive onto the strongest member of Bro. Magnastorm does come in, and Morgan, he's tanking, he's still tanking, and he's still alive. Trying to kill the main tank.
That's not okay. Okay. See if they're able to utilize that as Gideon does get spotted.
Oh, the culling actually somewhat landing here by Envy this time around. 50% of Jiwoo's health bar is going to disappear as now
Sylvie.
The Bro's coming on in. Sylvie looking for that flank angle as Envy just going to avoid him entirely. He gets knocked up and then bubbled immediately afterwards. Yeah, and Colmy's going to have to press that button if they do want to try and stop this, because Bro looks like they're committing to getting this damage down. Sylvie getting into the area is now Dundun getting amongst it as well. Polo taking so much damage is now Gideon with the Crescent Guard into the back line. Polo just goes down, and now Colmy has turned up to this fight. Dundun just running amok, and Morgan, he cannot do it by himself. These resets for Colmy are just gigantic, and Envy once again a passenger in this game as he's just going to get lapped up. And Colmy just bouncing around like Mario, picks up the triple kill, and this might just be the end.
Of course we're going to a game number 3,
it was written, Chronicler.
We knew, but what a comeback game from Colmy. Really, after a really rough Karma performance, the Tristana gets picked up, and we were a little bit apprehensive, but man, did Nongshim make it work.
This looked this was not even close. This was Nongshim in control from beginning to end. And yes, outside of, you know, some on-hit stuff that good old Nami can provide, as well as, I guess, some...
You know what? I can contest this as Apollo.
Yeah.
That's a nice back cancel.
Throw some logistics protocol at him. I believe that's the name. It's a very weirdly named ability. Is now Sylvie going to move up just a little bit in front.
Oh, that's big.
The Arctic Assault is going to miss, but that means that Morgan is running in the wrong direction. The Q is going to connect from Dundun, and Gideon just not able to do anything.
I think it loses a decent amount of value as we get towards, you know, specifically into Aatrox as we get a little bit later, as there's not a lot of mana.
That's a flash, and Jiwoo's just going to dash out of the way of it. So no handshakes to come on in here, as that is a solo kill.
Yeah, again, getting the flash early was quite nice as here. Call me. Yeah, it's very straightforward.
Yeah.
Just had... Oh.
Stacks it up, flashes to follow.
Not to get off extra autos on the explosive drop. Just a really big mistake, unfortunately. As mentioned, this player has struggled.
Oh, is this another replay, or is it the same thing? Okay, well, there's the explosive charge. Not actually going to get the kill, as Call Me is down to about 100. Still, with Sylvie in the area, he is going to survive, but that is going to mean that Bro will collect this dragon. First one going to be the Ocean. We'll see what the second Drake is going to be in a moment's time. Envy and Polu just putting on pressure. 30 CS is the lead for Envy. And I still don't understand why you'd ever pick Lucian. Just don't get it. Just hasn't been good. And there's a Fate's Call. He may have to flash this time around. There's the handshake, and he does end up flashing over the wall, but Envy is going to be there, so he's going to use every summoner spell, and he is still dead. Gate, and we'll be able to take the cannon, so there we go. Not all bad news, as now Sylvie just wants to go for a bit of a walk in his jungle, and is instead just going to get thrown around. Envy going to grab himself yet another kill. Is necessarily all that reliable at making these leads matter, as Dundun is looking for Morgan here. Maybe Dundun is actually going to be their way back into this game, as he misses the majority of the buttons available for the Cassante, and therefore the Aatrox takes no damage and everything is fine. Still, there's going to be Bro taking their second Drake. This is getting pretty dire pretty quickly.
Oh yeah.
For Nongshim, as we do have still about, 35 seconds left on these plates at the same time as Jiwoo. You're not allowed to stand up that far. And yes, I know that there are minions that are just dying to the turret, as yeah, they're looking for a little bit of a battle here, as in they go. Nature's Grasp comes down from Gideon, and Call Me, he's just out of there because Sylvie is very, very dead. Glacial Prison, the fadeaway does come through, but Polo is still going to do a heck of a lot of damage to Jiwoo, as we're having a look at all of these fan signs on the Bro side of things. Even turning the lights on, man, that's really, really cool. But there's a team fight now as Sylvie goes in. A lot of damage onto Envy, but the bailout is there. It's not going to be enough, though, as now Gideon's in trouble as well. Call Me, cancels like a million auto attacks, and unfortunately, that is going to mean that the tree survives. An environmentalist, I guess, is Jace.
Still a big shutdown going over as... Oh, Karis doesn't know. Oh, no, he does know. They just walk towards mid. That's good, though. Getting mid lane turret, absolutely huge here.
Oh, okay. Well,
I guess it's fine.
Yeah, he's not going to get... well, he does.
It was not. It was not fine.
Says the narrator. Game one, right? Because it's Bro on the blue side.
Yeah, Bro take a ton of poke, and then they try to force the fight, and then it doesn't work. And then
no, they're not going to... Well, they are going to start and try to force this fight, as in goes Gideon, goes on a very long journey, and actually they've managed to single out Sylvie. Morgan into the back line is kind of working as the Shock Blast somehow manages to miss, as now Peter's going to get flashed on, and Karis manages to lock down that kill. 4 versus 4 now as Bro move towards this dragon, and it's Infernal Soul. Nongshim have to fight this.
Yeah, they can't get this up. Peter, you had flash available. They needed the Nami here. I don't think they can make it. Oh, never mind. Dundun's CPing in.
All right, let's see whether they can make something happen, but the Buster Shot is going to push Sylvie away. They're trying to burst this one down. Sylvie has to get there, but he's not going to be able to. They lock down their soul, and now the explosive charge is doing so much work. Envy locks down the first one onto Call Me, who just went to the skies and gets wiped out. Polu going to be rewarded for him.
Don't need to risk it. Your health bars are low.
No, risk it, because Morgan is here. The Lord has found Jiwoo, and he's going to have to flash to get himself out of the way. The culling does come down, though, just to try and soften him up.
Sylvie's going to be here.
Yeah, Sylvie can potentially get over this wall. Oh, this would be the most Bro thing to do.
No!
As Sylvie gets it, and it goes down to about 17 HP. richer
Calmy has
than
3
Bro.
items. Like, his poke actually is going to be really big here. Just finished his Surreal does.
Yeah. And there it is! They managed to find the Glacial Prison, and he's out of there. Envy now as well. Oh my god, Jiwoo taking matters into his own hands.
No way!
Bail that out! Not a chance!
Morgan.
Okay, yeah, Morgan over the wall, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it. Yeah, we know that this Lethality Aatrox is weirdly tanky
they
and
need to
stuff.
turn, though. They can't afford to flip this against Gideon. Wait, oh, no.
Well, why would you
It's
flip?
BRION. It's BRION. They're not
giving
going
it.
to risk it.
Oh my god, bro, if you lose with Infernal Soul... Oh dear, well...
Basically, most of the gold lead, and the gold lead alone is not indicative of this game because of the Infernal Soul, but if your squishy members die immediately, none of that...
This Elder, there is nothing that they can do.
Nongshim,
10 seconds
just in it,
time.
right? We're not trying to end the game, right?
Oh, no, Jiwoo. I don't know about that one, but there's a Glacial Prison. They are following up on this. So much damage here. And I love that even after Jiwoo had the most awful
Oh my god, they're going to try to
game,
end with Nash?
yeah, they're looking for it. The Baron's still there for another minute, and these Shock Blasts are raining hell
TP!
down upon them. Okay, here's the flank from the Lord. Can Morgan make something happen here? Twisted advance, Gideon explodes as the Lucian takes him down, but he's found the back line! The Morgan getting in there! And Nongshim are running away. They lose the Lucian.
How did they
Gideon
get
goes down
away?
as well. It's 1-for-1, and really, I got really excited and stuff. Nothing really happened. Nongshim, I mean, is there going to be a chance here? Because, yeah, your Nexus turrets are going to explode. The Winions.
The TP!
Yeah, Colmey's committed to. He's like, I don't even care about this. I'm just going to blow up your Nexus, and that is a perfect way to do it. BRION want one more team fight. They may get one. You've definitely lost the game. It's Morgan.
Wait.
He managed to make it back there. Never you mind. Okay.
No.
Okay, so Karis and Morgan and Colmey
it's a 1 for
both made
2.
it to the base.
It's a 1-for-2.
But still, the Elder is going to be taken down.
Oh!
So Nongshim are just going to take it, and it's going to work out in the end.
Old Reliable gives his life.
To save it,
is,
for Nongshim.
it is so worth it. Car is TPing back as, oh, the trap. The trap!
Oh, Jiwoo possibly caught out of position. Envy! Oh my god. Okay, just explode.
They have to try. Yeah, they have to
you have to
flip
give it
there.
a crack. As now Polu, the dragon, is probably going to yell at him as Sylvie lumbers towards him as this Poro of... But can you defend as the rocket jump does get him back there as Jiwoo? He's taking so much damage here. Thankfully, the turret does go down. There's the flash twisted advance as Gideon does say goodnight to the Lucian. Still, Colmey's able to lock down that kill. These inhibitors just respawn.
Okay, do the TP's in. It's
yeah,
fine.
there are more teleports.
Oh, Atlas!
Dindin's health bar is way too big for Morgan to get through. He's got way too much armor as well, as now Peter and Colmey are going to be able to get this one done. Nongshim, for the first time this season, almost are going to be able to win a game. Okay, there it goes. Finally, it is taken down. For the first time this season, they're able to win a 3-game series.
Might be something uninteresting, and I have the words haven't left my mouth, or the Corki does get locked in. Obviously, just sit at the back of your lane and wait.
Yeah.
Don't come near the bear. Don't come
The
near
last set of stairs made of concrete thrown towards him is going to even it on the top side. And you've got the Corki roaming down. Good handshake, but immediately the Dominus comes down, but he's just ended. Immediately. Okay, now Canyon moving on in there as they do have 4 to try and match, and Kingin, he hasn't got teleport, he can't join. Still, the stun is so good from Showmaker. They dive on top of Pace DK. They're doing the bailout onto Lucid, and he's taken down, but there it is.
If it is in fact Chemtech,
Molten Shield. Safe. Whoa, okay, Flash Bear onto Canyon, and Showmaker, used to be his best friend. Not anymore, as it turns out. Package delivered to the top lane, as that's a beautiful hop from Kingin. And I think that's just because Lucid wants to kill the bottom lane again.
Not done.
See how this one's going to go as Hostile Takeover comes in. Pays gets angry at Lahens. He tries to ult it off, but they're both going down so incredibly low. The bailout comes in, and Lucid is...
we're not there yet.
Oh, no. Definitely.
We are. When we get a first Baron, when the inhips start dropping...
Well, Trophy's going to be handshook here, and now you've got aiming, just throwing all the sticks that he can. And another bear comes down onto Canyon, and Canyon, you just, that literally just happened to you, as now Lucid pops on over.
On both sides, as, oh, Oh, Lucid.
Yeah, Keen going to interrupt him here, as Lucid doesn't have kick, remember, and he's going to be pushed back. Keen does find it, and now Chovy will turn up as well. Nature's Grasp just to guarantee that he's going to die. Kingen is looking for a back timer by the looks of things. So Kingo coming over here, interrupts Lucid, and nothing Lucid can really do. Kingen was thinking about coming over to help, and then he's like, no, you're on your own, buddy.
It's actually, he also placed the ward, I think, mid-back.
제압 나가나요? 800원! 로시에네!
Let's see whether we can get it back in order, as Chovy is just going on a Hexgate ride and is going to deliver a package to Kingen, and he just explodes. Goodbye, I think.
Oh, yeah.
For them, as there's a flash, and he doesn't even press the stun button. He waits for the targeted version. Lehens has to ult to get rid of that one, and now Kellen, he's rotating over. The Nature's Grasp not doing too much, and they pull back the Lucian and execute him.
No payout for Gen.G if you can't kill him. Aiming?
All right, that's a teleport. As Aiming's gonna have to get out of the way. Q going to miss from Lucid, and these rockets are starting to land.
Yeah.
And now a Fate's Call is going to come through. Kellen does find the handshake onto Chovy, and the bailout onto himself. Lehens, is he going to go down? No, he's not, but it's going to be the double anyway. Lucid gets one of them, and there's one for Aiming. He's 5-0-5. Because that big Gnar could have come out, as Q is going to connect onto Lehens. There is just the safeguard back and the kick onto him, and now Showmaker fighting against Chovy here, and that's a fool's errand. As we know, still Tibbers is getting angry.
Really lethal, roaming death squad. Showmaker is trying to cut some corners, right? Like, if he backs, he probably kills, like he probably wins the 1v1. Look at Chovy. He says, yes, you're not allowed to. Oh, Chovy.
Well, Chovy is just going to get hypered. Still, Kingen was rotating down as well. This is just, this is crazy. Nice little sidesteps from Canyon, who just gets kicked over the wall. That Q going to miss, though, and he's just going to say thanks for the camp, I guess. Kick was weird, but it's still going to achieve its goal, which is make sure that Canyon dies. Kingen going to throw things at him, and there he goes. So these rockets not necessarily landing. Canyon moving into position, and there is the Nature's Grasp. They want to take him down. The Baron is secured here by Dplus, but what can they get done outside of that? It's Corki has been caught out. Chovy is down, and now Canyon's getting all the things thrown at him. Lehens running for the hills. You've got Pays, he's defecting. He's heading over to Dplus, and Lucid is going to chase down this little Melio. What is happening? I think this is... Is it happening? It's happening. It's 15 seconds until the Hextech Drake is going to spawn, and they've already got the Baron. So, yeah, he looked happy. Maybe he was. As I imagine, the man controlling him, not as much, because they're losing inhibitor turrets now. Tibbers getting aggressive as there's the package. Oh, decent redemption does come on through there, but the bailout isn't going to work onto Aiming, and Gen.G, yeah, they managed to, you know, they lose a whole bunch of their base. No! That team fight was gorgeous.
It is good for Gen.G.
We just need to switch it.
Change our perspective as Lucid here as well.
Yeah, Kingen kind of abusing the Hextech Soul a little bit here as he's throwing some rocks around. Lucid going to be able to lock down the tree. Kingen just uses his whole health bar to tank up, finds that Q as well. Onto Pays, gets the bailout for the extra attack speed. You love to see that, and the guarantee that he's going to survive. Keen's going to be taken down as well. Everything you can do, I can do better. It's fine! As they throw 3 away, and now it might just be game.
It's just a little bit of a roller coaster.
Oh, there's a cute little kickback onto Chovy, and now Aiming will turn up. He does have a cozy campfire. He's pretty scary, and this bailout is really helping my anxiety. I'm not going to lie. When I see the little bailout thing, I'm like, oh, thank goodness. He's not going to pump like a balloon. He can only do that onto one person, but these Nexus turrets are now going to go down. They can't be bailed out, and Dplus, after a little hiccup maybe, just turn it all on its head, and they'll take the game in 32 minutes.
Okay, Kellen. After one of the most memorable sport performances that we've had this split, which says a lot with some of the things that KIA have pulled off from the light. That actually is perfect. Yeah.
I think that's a guarantee. The Mario, that's a hard one. Having vision control as Lucid looking to come on in here. There is a beautiful flash stun as the seismic shove's going to miss. The Q is already prepared, and first blood goes to Showmaker.
Here for Gen.G. Showmaker.
Yeah. Is just going to walk his way back. Waiting for that seismic shove, and yeah, very well aware.
Oh, they don't know.
What Canyon's doing is the Glacial Prison does come on in. Try and force some plates onto this Jinx's. There it is, stopping the back onto Keen there with the Super Mega Death Rocket. Now Lucid in position, connects the Q in the dark as he does get the kick back onto Keen. To the skies, going to be coming on through there, and he's not actually going to be able to connect it onto Lucid, which he would have loved to. And now some Alcove Gaming doesn't want to give the kill over to Aiming, but he's going to have to do so. And there it is, Aiming gets excited. And now they're going to look to shove this wave in. And Canyon going to be able to stop Kingan's back. Now Chovy will turn up as well, as Glacial Prison going to be able to find him. There's an all-out, but he's going the wrong direction here as the threaded volley doesn't exactly get that much done, but still,
he's running.
Kingan has a lot of ability to walk, but there is a turret there. Back in that lane.
We're still fighting.
Indeed, Lens gonna get kicked as that was a little bit cute. They dive on forward. The Tom Kench is going to be eaten, but now so much damage down onto the Thresh. So it's a trade of supports. Still, Tibbers is getting aggressive. Super Mega Death Rocket does a fair bit of damage there, and now Chovy, he's in this Dragon Pit. This is a bit of an awkward situation as Kingan makes the Dragon angry. Lucid looks for a Q angle, and now Kingan, it's does find it onto Lehens, walking in to get some vision. Kingan gonna get seismically shoved back once again as Lucid. Yeah, he's not gonna be able to get in here. And Hayes taking a moment where he was away from Lehens.
Rotations!
Now, some rotations. As Lucid's also gonna be able to find Keen here. That is a long way that he just traveled. And speaking of traveling a long way, Aiming's going to do the same thing.
But they're taking your mid lane. Should have taken that.
I think you might be right there, but I also think that Showmaker should have considered being alive for longer. I think you want to make them a little bit confused, you know, set up for some sort of fight here, and then just hope that Canyon comes in, steals it away, and you win the team fight. So you can create some momentum for yourself, and then you've set yourself up for a good position around the Elder. As that is a hook, very long range onto Chovy. They're not going to be able to find too much more from it though, as Dplus do secure themselves the Chemtech Dragon. Showmaker mega cones himself towards them and just walks away. Isn't actually going to find the Tibbers angle on this one. Didn't see it. And now Lucid off on the other side, Aiming, taking a lot of damage. And there is a lot of poke coming on through here if they don't actually commit to the engage. And it does really get dangerous. There's the first stun. Tom Kench going to throw down the Devour. Now Kingan is just going through his entire health bar to all of this poke. There is no answer. As Showmaker, you can see charging up the stun as best he can. Tibbers comes down on top of Canyon, potentially a suboptimal target, as they've sacrificed so much of their health bars here. As Kellen gives Aiming a lantern to get away to safety, but they're on the wrong side of the rift. And Super Mega Death Rocket just going to be used to try and stop them from destroying them. Exactly right. Lucid now going to dive on top of Pays. He gets the kick flash, but there's no one there to do any damage. And now Keen's just going to shoot him. And that is going to be the Lee Sin dead. So they trade Lee Sin for a Dragon available.
He did.
Right?
Yeah, no, I checked it.
Aiming is going to have to get out of there. Does manage to take the lantern and flash. And they just Mega Cone their way out. Remember, Minigun does a whole lot of Baron damage.
Kingan needs the zone. You can't let Canyon close.
Yeah, there is the Weaver's Wall. And now Kingan keeping this Baron in combat. As Showmaker off to the side does have his flash available. And yeah, Showmaker not going to be able to take too much more of that as Kingan going to get put into prison and then just taken down. Now Lucid, he needs to get back in here if they want to be able to lock this one down. He does secure the Baron, and Lehens dives on top of him. The safeguard going to get him out, but now Canyon not wanting to give this one up. Tibbers comes back, though. He's creating a body in that front line as Aiming. Can you stay alive? The flash lick is going to come through, and there's a shock blast, but it's not enough damage to lock them down. Just want to group up and start some sort of fight.
Sit.
As, yeah, there's the ward down, dives on top of Chovy, but he gets the rocks out just in time. Still, Lucid is able to escape by pressing some fancy buttons and taking some lanterns.
You're running to Elder. I don't think you can do it, but that's the plan, Atlas.
Well, I mean, they are at least going to get positional advantage around it. The Baron is picked up already.
The trap.
Because I don't think so. I think it might be a little bit of a worry as Canyon. I don't know about that one. He's going to have to get himself out of there. And now Kingan trying to tank them up as best he can. He takes the lantern, but also his entire health bar in damage. And so Dplus gonna have to get a reset on this Dragon.
Oh boy, Gen.G, they have Baron. They could just opt into the shove, but they're feeling confident.
They are. Kellen is gonna put the box down and actually tanks up a lot thanks to his aftershock there as teleport to come in as Kingen repairs himself. It is very dangerous because if they lose a team fight, could be just all over if this Elder is going to be taken as well. Okay, Weaver's Wall does make it into that backline as they look for Kellen. Teleport from Showmaker gets him in there. Some buttons have been traded, but not really the big ones. And look at Showmaker, he wants to get that bear out.
Are we really flipping?
Wants to get the big stun. Let's see what happens here as Lahens, he devours relatively early. Lucid's nowhere near the pit. They take down Chovy, but Lucid's dead as well. Canyon, he's on top of it. They take down the Elder. Gen.G now just able to rain hellfire on top of them. And it's a quadra kill for Pays. Obviously, we were going to game 3, but I didn't know that this was the way we were gonna get there. As Gen.G will now march up the mid lane.
Lucid, yeah, you killed Chovy, but that's not your job at that point in time. All comes down to whether or not you can get the secure. And it looked close, but in these type of situations, whoever gets the Elder
Wins, 100%.
wins 100%. And we are going to a game number 3.
But no.
It is Xayah Rakan into what is mostly a melee composition, so I don't think you're going to be feeling too bad. Also great for the color consistency. Really here, either side. Tristan is a little bit iffy, but we really... timing window, Keen does have Ghost, and Kingen is low. Oh, he has his second R available as well. They need to respect this.
Yeah, it's all about whether or not he can find the Q. He does just flash forward to get that slowdown, and that is going to guarantee it. Q lands, and there goes first blood for Lucid once again. That's 3 out of 3 here. That would be somewhat nice. As Chovy actually jumping on top of Showmaker, who's now trying to get out of the way as Chovy survives on both teams.
Oh, this is risky from DK.
Yeah. The 3 versus 3 coming on in here. As you can see, Showmaker moving on over. Good knock up onto Lahens. He's the squishiest one, and Lucid going to be able to take him down, but it's a trade of supports. Aiming's free hitting, but the permafrost value is so high, and Canyon even takes down the Dragon. Showmaker going to be able to move over the top, and will they be able to find it? Yes, they are, as the Blade Caller comes in. Arctic Assault to get
so little here from the Xayah compared to the Lucian.
Di sini.
Yep, and Canyon just calling targets as we're going to see him look for a kill once again. Showmaker is at about 100, okay, never mind. He is just going to go down. Oh dear, okay. Showmaker once again going to get stunned up. This time Lucid will turn up, and Chovy isn't quite there ready. And yeah, so mid-jungle, disaster. This, maybe not as much of a disaster as Lahens is dead. Tidal Wave does come through, though. The bubble connects, and now Pays is going to be able to shoot aiming, but he does have a Feather Storm, and there is the Battle Dance as well. Great knock-up, and he pulls the feathers back. Pays
Going to be the case here, as we do see the pings down. I'm pretty sure they know that Lucid is here, but Pays!
Oh dear, Pays just going to face check him, and he didn't quite know that he was in that area. There's the flash forward, and they lock down the kill onto the Lucian, but Chovy already here. They've got a backup AD carry, and Lucid's running the wrong direction. And so that is going to mean that he is really, really dead. Chovy going to take a little while to secure it, as Lucid just wants to get himself into the death chamber as soon as possible.
Might be really hard to come back. TP invested.
Yeah, everyone TPing at exactly the same time. The coordination between King and Kane, absolutely fantastic. As Kane sets up the circle, Showmaker getting zoned out of the way by this Udyr as aiming in Kellen. Kellen actually exceptionally low at this point in the game, as Lucid was just trying to hide until this Drake was down low enough. Let's see what they can get done here as, oh my god, Chovy doing so much work, but Kellen will survive for the moment. Lucid locks down the Dragon. We've got a Cloud Soul, it's amazing. But now, you've got Kingen going all out. They lock down the kill onto the jungler. Keen's in trouble. The Blade Call is huge, and Dplus roll over the fight.
He knew, I have one job.
Oh god, he's still here. Oh. He just gets it! Alright, Chovy does manage to almost get himself out of the way, but yeah, there's a Cassante there as well. He's really dead, and that is the Q. Well deserved by Lucid. We'll just have to see, because Lucid nowhere in sight is now Chovy getting himself out of the way, and the bear Comes down a little bit late. They're still going to lose the turret here, I'm pretty sure, as Tib is not going to do too much. So both of the turrets go down and the teleport was in vain.
Game face for Gen.G.
Yeah.
Like that's it. That's all you got.
I think it's a really smart option. I feel like so much of this game is just back to old Dplus, but it is them up against each other. Canyon versus Showmaker with how these fights are going to go. Can the Tibbers find the big stun? Can Showmaker lock down a priority target? As Tidal Wave is going to be utilized here.
Like they're not, they need to get the Cloud Drake. Start the Dragon! Showmaker is going to make his way back. This is exactly what we're talking about. The threat of this Tristana inside.
There's Pays actually getting himself out of the way there as the Glacial Prison does come on down. Chovy just jumps back over the wall. Well, let's see whether Pays can actually put it to use. As Kingen trying to be that front line. Gonna zoom all the way out as we do have that Cloud Drake up and available. Yeah, Chovy is just gonna shoot something.
Is it just gone?
I have a feeling they're not actually gonna go over and stop this. They're pinging towards the Baron though. I think they are very well aware that this Drake is gonna be taken and they are gonna dive on top of this Baron. Control Ward goes down. And Canyon gonna make it a 50-50.
They have Cassante and Lee. They shouldn't flip this.
They should be able to actually get an all-out out. As this gets low, Kingen should be able to take some control here. As Kingen on a flank angle, but so is Showmaker. Getting ready. All right, Dplus all out of the pit now.
Maybe that's just the end of the play.
It's not a huge deal.
I do appreciate Chovy's commitment to making sure that it's not aiming. Really, very impressive. Like, I'm genuinely shocked at how much they've improved over, say, like 2-3 weeks ago, where everyone looked disjointed. Their fighting has been good. Their macro, though, does not even remotely compare to Gen.G, unfortunately. And that's Gen.G's biggest strength, so we're not too shocked at it. But
waiting for that blue trinket to come on down here as the teleport. They're wasting absolutely no time for that one. Yep. So the Baron not going to be involved in this fight anymore as in goes Kellen. He looks for the opportunity, but he immediately just explodes. Chovy a bit too fast on the trigger finger. That time around, though, he cops a bear to the face. And that means that he's unable to get rid of Showmaker, but already the Rakan is out of the fight, so Gen.G just have the advantage. Well, Keen, he's going to do his best. He's going to be spotted, though, as that Sonic Wave does come in. Kingen utilizing the extra damage reduction as he does manage to absorb a fair bit of damage from Pays there. As there's the kick. That one was cute. He's going to be all out and all over the wall as well, and Lucid will be taken down. But that is so much damage now missing. Now aiming, it is your turn to get the work done. The Q going to connect, and it's Kingen that's making it happen. Another Q lands onto Chovy. Oh, is this World's Kingen? Is he back? Aiming's flashing on top of the Tristana. That's going to be it. And Dplus have done it.
Gen.G have not been under this much pressure since
game one.
That's outstanding gold.
Yeah, absolutely ludicrous.
Oh, guys.
This has happened before as Tidal Wave is going to come on through. Kingen going to get stunned up momentarily, but still, I don't know about the pincer maneuver here for Gen.G, though, with this particular composition, but they're still going to look for it as the Lee Sin taking so much damage. Q connects onto Canyon, but a bit of a disconnect here for Dplus. Featherstorm already down as Kellen battle dances his way out of the fight. Kingen trying to get those dashes through. Tibbers keeping them interested. There's a kickback on the Pays. Once again from Lucid, who will be taken out, but he takes the 80 carry with him. And now Kingen trying to be tanky, but it's just not going to work. And Keen, oh no, that walk strategy that we were talking about, it's going to be employed, and he's just going to walk all the way past the Annie and now try and use it against Aiming, whose auto attacks are pretty scary, but Canyon, he's scary as well, and there's no Featherstorm this time. Chovy's going to get the auto attacks across, and only Kellen survives. 7 elemental Drakes on the day.
Oh, they're not going to let Chovy just take this one.
Yeah, Lucid is running across the Cloud Rift. And he is going to be able to get in there, not able to steal this one away, but he gets into the back line. They manage to find Chovy, but he survives for that little bit too long. Pays is getting out of there, but that means he's not going to be able to defend the rest of his teammates. It should be, well, yeah, that's up in 13 seconds. We're back to it one more time.
That's
야, 투타 찰각 나오는데 투타 볼래 얘들아? 야, 투타 보자. 투타.
Oh my god, that was just so sick. Throughout this game as Canyon is just going to get kicked back. Very aggressive positioning here from the jungler from Gen.G, and maybe he forgot which team colors he was wearing because, of course, last year it was the Dplus ones.
They want to force a fight though, because they're up a member. The backs are getting cancelled here.
Yeah, and this is all to make sure that Chovy can keep pushing down this mid lane. And all of them are going to back away. Aiming, just going to sit here and clear out this next minion wave as well.
It's going to be an Elder Flip, isn't it?
Oh, 100%.
That's going to decide this game.
This is the way. They want to make this one happen, or just get a 6 smite as the Glacial Prison connects onto Aiming. They have to use the Mikhails already in this fight as Showmaker gets over the wall, but immediately he's punished. Taken down by Pays. Aiming still there. He's still so important, but the Buster Shot removes them from the area. The knock-up is massive. Pays gets himself out, and now Lucid, the smite is down. And the Elder Dragon should belong to Gen.G once again. Dplus unable to, unless Aiming is still alive, I guess, for this moment, but the Elder belongs to Gen.G. He's on the wrong side of the rift, and they haven't been able to kill anyone in this team fight. And so the President, unfortunately, will be the last man standing. King and lands a big Q, but it is for naught, and Gen.G will teleport to celebrate their victory.
It was close!
Until it really wasn't.
Closer than it has been. Gen.G pushed to the very edge. But the win streak started in 2022 will continue. Gen.G
I
do
guess
it again, lock in round 2.
Yeah, that is going to be second place at.
These were some of the best highlights from all of the LCK Spring matchups of the day. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.